I'm going to show you how to start a business in 2023. First, I want to say thank you for trusting in me. Thank you for watching my videos. I hope I inspire you. And I know that with the right information, you're able to start your own business and run with it. This is exactly how I started my business. I'm going to share with you step by step 30 steps into starting a business in 2023, all for free. That's right. I'm hooking you up for free. The very first thing you got to do is make a decision. You have to decide, I'm done being a loser. I'm done being a freeloader. I'm done living off my parents. I'm done taking handouts. I'm done having a job where I work 9 to 5 and I'm unhappy and miserable. You have to make a commitment. You have to say, I'm done. That's the very first thing I did. I was sick of my sickness. I was so poor. I was broke. I had no money. Always wanted to go on trips. They wanted to go places and I couldn't go. So I told myself, T, I'm sick of it. I need to become someone better. I need to evolve. The second thing you need to do, a lot of people might think, oh, I need a business plan. I need to go out there and write a whole 6-page essay and script of exactly how I'm going to do something. I'm going to go to the bank and they're going to give me a loan. I'm going to go to the office. I'm going to do this. Stupid. That's wrong. That is not how you start a business. You need to know how and why. That's the most important thing, because when it gets hard, you're going to think back as to why you started. Every time it gets hard, I always think back, why am I doing landscaping? Why am I in business? And the answer is because I don't want to be broke anymore. I don't want to be poor. I want to be a contributing member of society. I want people to respect me. I want girls to like me. I want my family to want me around. I need to be a good member that produces money. If you don't make money, no one's going to work for you. That's number 2. Number 3, you do not need a tax ID. You do not need a bank account, LLC, lawyers, licensing. You don't need any of that. Stop making it very difficult. You just need to start. Don't complicate it by adding more shit onto your plate. Oh, I don't have a license. I can't start. Yes, you can. In California, it is illegal to do a job over $600. I'm not telling you to get a job over $600, but what I am telling you is you need to start. And I'm going to share with you exactly what I did to get rolling. Number 4, you need a commitment, a very serious, strong commitment. This is not going to be like, oh, I'm going to work for 2 hours a week and I'm going to be successful. No, this is going to require some blood, sweat, and tears. That is the only way you're going to be successful. Pretty much, you're going to be successful or you're going to die. That's exactly how you have to think. That's exactly how I was thinking. Either I'm going to make it, I'm going to be successful, or I'm just going to die. There's no in between. If you think in between, if you think you're going to go and work a 60-hour job at your work and then come home and on the weekends do your landscaping on the side and you're going to be some multimillionaire successful business owner, you're wrong. Now, I understand some of you have families and stuff and you really can't walk away from your job, and I'm not saying you should, because family is very important, especially if you made the commitment to have children. What I am telling you is, once you get your business running, you're going to find out it's very easy to replace your income with your landscaping than it is to keep working 60 hours. At the start, keep the job and do everything you can to do landscaping on the side, if that is your position. If that's not your position, if you're a single kid like me, single, not married, no kids, probably live at your parents' house, go all in. Quit your job, go all in, do exactly as I tell you. You're probably like, T, I don't know when to start. I don't know how to start. I don't know what to do. Perfect. The less you know, the better it is. Now you're like, what? How is that possible the less I know? Don't I need to know everything? Don't I need to know how to run a business, do financing, accounting, law? Don't I need to know everything? No, you actually don't. The less you know, the better it will be for you. Example, if you're a Harvard graduate and you come to me and you say, T, I want to start a landscaping business, and I tell you, this is exactly what you do, bro. Step 1, step 2, step 3, step 4, step 5. The Harvard graduate is going to put all of his stupid schooling that he learned in between all those steps, and he's going to be confused. But a stupid kid like you or me, if I tell you a step to do, you're just going to be like, okay, that's the truth. I'm going to do it. That's exactly what I'm talking about. You do not need to complicate things. Business is simple. You just need to know the right data. Number 6, you need people to know that you're providing a service. If no one knows you, how will they ever hire you? People come to me all the time and they say, T, I'm doing such good work. Look at all my work, but people aren't hiring me. Of course they're not hiring you. I look at your page. Nothing says landscaping. Nothing says lawn care. Nothing on your Instagram, Facebook, Google says that you're in landscaping industry. Look at what I have. I have videos of me doing landscaping at the job sites, pictures, pavers, concrete work, grass, every single thing about my page. All you have to do is just go to my Instagram. First thing you see, what is this kid doing? Landscaping. It's clear. The message is clear. So if people don't know you, how will they ever hire you? You have to ask yourself that. And if you're in a position right now when you're just starting out, how will they hire you? I'm going to tell you. Number 7, what is the easiest way to get business? Easiest. I'm going to tell you exactly what I did at the very, very, very beginning, before I had a social media following, before I had a Yelp, before I had a Google. I had none of those. I was a 25-year-old idiot trying to put my life together, and I didn't have YouTube, Instagram, TikTok. I had nothing. All I had was these 4 things. Number 1, Power Circle, friends and family, Craigslist, and flyers. These 4 things right here is exactly how you start when you do not have a name, brand, marketing, funds, cash. People don't know you. People don't even know you do landscaping. You don't even know you do landscaping. You just want to start. This is exactly how to do it. These 4. Power Circle is basically people that are around you, your friends, your family, your close relatives, people that know you. They just don't know you do landscaping, but they trust you. They want to help you. Every single person has a power circle, even bad people. You're a drug addict? Good. You have a power circle. People that do drugs with you, that's your power circle. Not a good circle, but that's your circle. I'll give you an example. Barry was my very good friend. I used to do a lot of drugs with Barry. Eventually, Barry and I decided we need to stop doing drugs. Barry got 4 DUIs and he got arrested. He went to jail for 80 days. After he got out, he stopped drinking, he stopped smoking, he stopped doing drugs, he cleaned up his life. In the meantime, I was in the process of doing the same thing. We're trying to improve our life. I told Barry I wanted to become a landscaper, and he was like, T, my mom is looking for someone to do landscaping. And I was like, no, wait, Bear, do you think she'll actually give me a shot to hire me? And he's like, I don't know, it's a pretty big job, but why don't we go there and just talk to her? And I look at this house, and it was a huge house. This job looked massive, way out of my league. I didn't know what I was doing. I've never installed a paver. I've never purchased a paver in my life. I did little odd jobs here and there. $600, $1,000, $1,200, little baby stuff. And Barry's like, this is it. Bid on it. And I was like, okay, sure. And I bid on it. It was $20,000. The job today, for that same job, I would charge Barry's mom $70,000, $80,000. I bid 20 grand on the job. I got it after a lot of convincing from Barry and from me and making sure that she knew I was going to do a good job. And she signed with me. She gave me my first big shot. That was my first big break. And I couldn't believe it. And I did everything I could to make sure that job went perfect. Power Circle was the very first break I got. And I didn't have a good power circle. Barry was my drug addict friend. So when you tell me, oh, I don't have a power circle, that's a lie. You do have a power circle. You just have to ask around. You have to communicate to people, and people will help you. Next is Craigslist. Craigslist is a very good platform to use when you don't have any reputation, when you are a loser, because Craigslist is free. You can post on there. You can post 3 times a day, 6 times a day, 50 times a day. It doesn't matter how many times you post. But what's important is for you to know Craigslist customers, they're not the best. They're not the best. So don't be coming at me and saying, T, well, I got this guy from Craigslist and I bid him a job for $800 and he told me to get lost that he found someone else to do it for $300. I understand that. I get it. That's exactly how I started. My very first job, that was $2,000 I got from Craigslist. Okay, this was before Barry. $2,000 got from Craigslist, and this lady, she needed some plants installed. She needed a little bit of stone installed, flagstone, and I was like, I can do it. I charged her $2,300, and she signed with me. That was my very, very, very first job, Craigslist. Now, how will you post the ads on Craigslist? Very simple. Here's a little picture I made. I just put Applewood Landscaping, and I put 3 leaf clovers, 3 of them, my phone number, and another 3-leaf clover. The customer's going to go in there and they're going to put landscaping on Craigslist, and your 3-leaf clovers are going to pop out. Now, you can use any emoji. You can use a rocket ship, heart eyes. You can use star, 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 anything that stands out. And the ad is very simple. You're going to put in here, I offer a service as landscaping. Good service, cleanups, garden maintenance, trimming, hauling, mulch, yard removal, everything, pavers, rocks. You put all your services in there. This is just an example. You put all your services in there and you start pumping. Once you post the ad, you're like, T, how many times do I post? It's very easy. You post 3 times in the morning, 3 times at lunch, 3 times at dinner. You're going to be posting 9 ads a day. Now, Craigslist, it only allows you to post 3 ads a day from 1 email. So you're going to need to create 3 different emails. You're just going to put applewoodlandscaping1@gmail.com, applewoodlandscaping2@gmail.com, applewoodlandscaping3@gmail.com. And you're going to keep posting ads. Post. Make sure you post with the emojis because it stands out. That is very important. And after you start getting some traction, you're able to tweak the ad and see what works. Maybe you post 3 different ads in the morning, 3 different ads at night, 3 different ads at dinner. But the point is, be consistent, and you need to post 9 ads a day. 9 a day. You're going to be doing this every single day, and you have to make sure you put your phone number at the top, at the bottom, in the middle. Put your phone number everywhere. Don't be one of those guys that only puts their phone number where it says reply or call. A customer, sometimes they don't know how to use Craigslist. They just want to call you right away. Make sure your number is listed everywhere and have your phone with you at all times. So when that thing rings, you're ready. Answer the phone. The very first mistake I always see business owners do is not answering phones. When people have failed cards in GoKing, we call them, they don't answer. And then they complain why they're not successful. What do you mean why you're not successful? Of course you're not successful. When the phone rings, you don't answer. If you have a missed call, call back. It doesn't matter who it is. Telemarketer. If it's a telemarketer, you can hang up right away. You can block that number. Call people back. When it rings, 1, 2, 3 rings max. Now I know you're thinking, T, I don't have any pictures. I'm posting ads, but I don't have any pictures. How do I get pictures so I can advertise the jobs I'm doing? Simple. I have a solution for you. Listen up. The very first thing you do is you go on my Instagram, Yelp, Google all my social medias, and you check out my pictures, my videos. Great. Now, I'm only saying this if you are a member of GoKing. You are not allowed to use my pictures if you are not in GoKing. If you're in GoKing, you can use any one of my pictures that you want and call it yours. Just go to YouTube and just scroll all the way down and screenshot before, during, and after. All my work is on YouTube. All my work is on Yelp, Google, Instagram. You just have to go find it. Go to my Instagram, business Instagram, Applewood Landscaping, and go all the way down. Screenshot that, put it on the Craigslist, say that's your work. If you are not in GoKing, you're not allowed to use my pictures at all. The only way you can use my pictures is if you are a member of GoKing, and I will know. I will know. Believe me, I will know. Next, what you need to do, after you get the ball rolling, and you get successful and the jobs start coming in, you start taking pictures of your own jobs, you remove my pictures and put your jobs. Now at the start, when you don't know anything, this is a huge, huge helping hand, and it will fast track you to success. But you just have to promise me one thing is you'll take the pictures off. It's very, very important that you don't keep the pictures on there for 3-4 years, because people send me businesses all the time that use my pictures. Who owns this company? What is this? And I look at the name, I go in GoKing, type his name in, he's in there, he's good, no worries. But if he's not in GoKing, I'm going after him hard. Number 13, after you start getting your very first calls, it's going to be very important that you get out there as soon as possible. I personally went to customers' house for anything. They said, I need a tree installed. I need a bush pulled. I need this little paver installed. My sidewalk is broken. I went out there for everything. Now you'd be like, T, I don't know how to do concrete. Why am I going out for concrete jobs? Very, very simple and very easy. The reason you want to go to everything is because customers need to transact with you. They need to talk to you. You're not going to be able to talk to people if you don't know how. Very simple. Customer calls, you answer, first, second, third ring. You go out there right away. First thing you do, you get in your car, you get in your truck, and you just roll. You need to start practicing selling, because the more you're in front of a customer, the more you're going to get the sales skills aligned, and you're not going to become so rusty. In the beginning, it's going to be very hard for you to talk to people, to make eye contact. You need to go through the motions of failing and losing jobs. Let's face it, the first few calls you get, you're not even going to get those jobs anyway. So make sure you go to as many customers as you can. The more people you're in front of, the better it is for you. Number 14, next thing you need to do is flyers. Flyers are going to be a huge help for you to get your name out there and to make sure that people know who you are. Besides Craigslist, flyers work so well. The best thing that works is Power Circle. The second is Craigslist. Next is flyers. Flyers work like magic. At least they did for me. If they worked in 2016, they're still going to work now. Doesn't matter. People want to see something in their hand where they can look at it, check it out, see the offer, and most of the time they throw it away. 95% of the time it goes in the garbage. That doesn't matter. Now, I linked the landscaping flyer and I linked a lawn care flyer for you, and you can click it and it'll take you to the exact page. So it's very simple. I just put Applewood Landscaping services offered, hardscape, drought conversion, irrigation, mulch, spring and fall cleanup, lawn care, dethatching, put everything on here. At the time of me making this flyer, I was actually licensed and insured, and then I gave him my website. If you don't have a website, delete it. It doesn't matter. You don't need a website to transact as a business. You can delete that, and then you can just put your number. Next is a lawn care flyer. Now, this flyer goes way back to TNT lawn care and aeration days. I was 18, 19, 20 years old, and this is the exact flyer I used to start my business. I used to put in here dethatching and aerating prices. I don't know if this is your accurate price today. Probably not. I used to charge this much in 2008. Anyway, that's exactly what you need to do. You can download and copy it. Make sure you put all your information in there and make sure everything's accurate. So when people can read it, the faster someone can read it, the better it is. You don't want to put 16 paragraphs of information on there. People should be able to read your flyer in 15 seconds. The very first thing is landscaping. If someone lives in an apartment and they get this, they're going to be like, I don't want this. They're going to throw it away. But if someone lives at home and they see this, they're going to be like, I need some landscaping done for sure. After you get this done, you print 1,000, 2,000 flyers and you sit there and you fold all the flyers. Now you're going to be like, T, that's going to be a ton of work to do. I know. I did it. I know exactly what I'm talking about. It took me hours to fold them. Hours. You're going to want to do a trifold. One fold here, and the top leaflet is going to just say landscaping. A very clear message. And they're going to open it, and they're going to see the entire flyer right there. So this took a long time. I had my mom help me, my dad help me, my friends, my family. We sat there for hours at the table and just folding flyers. Best thing you can do is put on gloves and just fold away. This is when you have to do it manually. You really have no choice. It is what it is. Get to it. Get to work. You have nothing better to do anyway. What are you going to play? Xbox? Are you going to play PlayStation? You're going to watch Netflix? At least invest time into something productive than watching a movie. Fold flyers. Improve your life. If you live in an area of the country and your mailboxes are all in the street, like in Illinois, we had mailboxes that were all on the side of the road. So the mailman used to drive up, he used to stick his hand out, pop the thing out, and just he used to hit 8 houses at a time. Me personally, I would sit on the window of my truck. My friend used to drive, or my mom used to drive, and I used to take the flyers and I used to put them in the flag. Sometimes it didn't have a flag. I'd open the mailbox and throw it in. That's illegal. You can't do that. You can't go in someone's mailbox. Well, hey, I'm not telling you to do it. I'm just telling you what I did. And I'm here and you're there. You want to follow the law? Good. You should follow the law. I follow the law all the time. But what I am saying is you have to get known. People need to know what service you offer in your area. And the best areas that you are going to be able to get successful in, especially with the lawn care landscaping, is cookie cutter homes. Don't be going to these custom $17 million homes. No one's going to hire you. They don't care. Go to a normal, average, medium house income. If the houses in your area are between $150,000 to $200,000, don't be going to the $700,000 houses. They have yard keep. They have people working on staff. They're not going to hire you. Stick with the little stuff. Once you get rolling with the little stuff, the little houses, the cookie cutter, the quarter-acre lots, the Mrs. Jones and Mr. Jones drive a nice little Chevy Impala, and they put their kid through work. They have a 2-car garage, shit like that. You need to keep it small, because once you get bigger and bigger and bigger, you're able to go and service those massive estates in those homes. If you live in California, where I live, and the mailboxes are not in the street, it is going to be almost impossible for you to walk to every single house delivering flyers. Like, you're going to probably hit 400 or 500 houses a day. Like, that's 8 hours completely blown away if nobody calls you. And the likelihood of someone calling you from 400 houses is pretty low. So I would very much take a step back and figure out where you can go that has a higher volume? And the answer, I'm going to tell you, shopping malls. That's exactly what I did. I used to print 2,000 flyers, put them in my backpack, and I used to go to the shopping malls, and I used to blast it on all the windshields. I used to pick up their windshield wiper, beep, windshield wiper, beep. And I used to go around the entire mall. One garage on a Saturday, on a Friday, one floor of the garage, another floor of the garage, another floor of the garage. I used to bust out 2,000 flyers in like 3-4 hours. It was so fast. And I know what you're thinking, T, how do I know if they're homeowners? You don't. It's a shot in the dark. But what you do know is they're local. Now, most of them might be living in apartments, and that's okay. The calls might be pretty bad, really bad. People used to call me all the time, and while I was passing out flyers, they used to call and leave me voicemails because I didn't have good cell reception in the garage. So I used to go to voicemail, and I used to get out from the parking garage after a few hours, listen to my voicemails, and people are cussing me out. I wish I still had those voicemails. They were saying, "You dirty piece of garbage, don't ever put a flyer on my car again." Women used to freak out. "I'm going to call the police on you. I'm going to get you arrested. You're littering, you're loitering. Don't ever do that again. You're trespassing on my property." I got all the calls. But one thing was for sure, if you're getting attention, it's working. Because remember, previously, you weren't getting any attention. Nobody knew you do landscaping. Now, you're starting to get haters. People know you do landscaping. Your name is being built. People are starting to recognize who you are. Eventually, don't worry, after all the hater calls, you're finally going to get customers that actually want to hire you. Shit, I want someone to mow my lawn. Shit, I want someone to do some pavers. Let me call this guy. He put enough effort to put something on my car. Let me see what it's all about. People are like that, dude. I got this one lady, super nice. She gave me a $1,200 job, and it was from a flyer. She bought all the plants. She did everything. All the material was there, the dirt, the bags of dirt, the plants were there. All she needed me to do is come in and plant these trees, 5-gallon trees. There was like 50 of them. We planted 5-gallon trees. It took a whole day. She gave me $1,200. It was me and a guy. I walked away. That was my most profitable job ever, and it all came from flyers at the mall. So don't tell me the mall doesn't work. It does. You just need to keep going and going and going. Don't stop at 2,000. Keep pumping out. Your goal should be 2,000 a day. I know. Crazy, right? The bigger your goal is, the more action you take, the better you'll do. Once you start getting the ball rolling and everything starts to move, you're going to be like, well, flyers are working really well. I'm going to only do flyers. I'm not going to do Craigslist anymore. Wrong. You need to do everything you did in the beginning. If it worked for you in the beginning, if you were doing Craigslist, if you were doing flyers, if you were doing your power circle, keep going, keep advertising, keep telling people that you do. Don't stop the great things that worked. Now I'm in a position, of course I don't do Craigslist ads. Of course I don't do flyers. But in the beginning, your first few months of your business are so important because you need to build confidence. You need to really assure yourself that you're able to take on a job and go from this to that, from this to that, from this to that. Moving circus, moving circus, moving circus. Keep it moving, keep it moving. You need momentum. If you don't have momentum, you're going to get rusty and you're going to lose confidence. You're going to go back into your own stupid ways and you're going to go start watching Netflix and watching Pornhub. Wrong. You need to keep doing what worked. Now I'm going to share with you a little hack that I learned along the way, and it is this right here, flyer paper folding machine. This thing is absolutely badass. Yes, I know it's $800. After you get it shipped to you with tax, it's going to be almost $1,000, $900 to be exact. But this thing is fantastic. If you want to invest in something that folds flyers for you, this thing is unreal. No more toner hands, no more asking your friends to help you. You literally take a stack of paper out of the printer. After the flyers are ready, you put them in, you push a button, and this thing goes, and you get leaflets perfectly folded, and you start putting them in a bag, in a bag, in a bag, in a bag. That, I would say, this is worth all the money, and this saves so much time. The best $800, $900 you're ever going to spend. I don't have one of these anymore because I sold it, but the dude bought it for $600 after I sold it. So make a commitment, make an investment in this thing. You're going to be very, very happy with this purchase. for sure. How are you going to buy equipment? You got no money, you got no funds, you got nothing. Easy. After you get these jobs, you're going to get a little planting job. You're going to get a little sidewalk fixing, your little grass sprinkler, everything. You're going to get all these little tiny jobs. You're going to go out and you're going to buy the tools that you need for that job. Exact tools. So if you're going to fix a little grass area or plant some trees, you're going to go out and buy a shovel. You're going to go out and buy a electric hammer, one of those Bosch hammers. They're like $600. Those things are amazing. First tool you should buy is probably an electric hammer. And you're going to go out, you do the job with the tools. First thing you can do if you can't really spend the $600 on a tool like that is you go and rent it. Everything should be rented in the beginning. Rent everything. Trailers, trucks, equipment, diggers. You can even rent shovels. You can rent anything. Anything. Probably a good idea for you just to buy a shovel so you have it. But I'm just saying, if you're not able to afford it, you can rent it. After you get your ball rolling, after you get everything lined up, start buying stuff. And the best way you can do this is a credit card. If some of you are in a position where you're able to get a credit card, you have a credit card, use that credit card specifically for business. Now, I'm not saying you have to go open a business credit card. I'm just saying take a credit card that you don't use and you go buy stuff. You rent stuff with that. And that becomes your tool because you're going to build credit as time goes on. Like my business is fantastic. I have like 800 something credit. Best credit score ever. I think 850 is the highest. I'm like 812 or something like that. Doesn't even matter. To me right now, I don't even care. But at the time when you're starting your business, you need good credit because when you go out and get a loan for a truck, they're going to look your credit history. When I was starting out, I had no credit history. I had nothing. It was very difficult for me to get a loan on a vehicle. And just a little side note, a little bonus for you I'm going to throw in. The very first loan I got for my vehicle was 16%. And I know some of you might be in a position where you're finally able to get a truck or a car. And, well, you shouldn't really buy a car. Don't be buying this. This is stupid, especially when you're in a position where you're starting out. When you're getting a truck, you have to make sure that the truck is reliable. You need something that'll take you from point A to point B and it won't break down and collapse every single time that you turn it on. So if you were to ask me, T, what do you think about the 15% loan that you got the first time you got a truck? I think it's insane. I think it was very high. When I look back, 15% didn't matter. Doesn't matter. The very first truck you get, don't worry about the percentage. If they're charging you 25, 30, 40%, which is crazy, I don't think they will, but if they are, do it, commit, get it done, refinance in a year. I took that 15% interest rate on that truck and I refied and it got down to 4%. And then I stuck with the 4%. And at my lowest, when the economy was really good, inflation was low, in like 2017, 18, pre-COVID, I was getting trucks at 2%, 1.5%, 2.5%. Interest was so low. They were pretty much giving me trucks for free. Caterpillars, 0%. Now Caterpillar's charging 4%. It is what it is. Just get the equipment so you can improve your life, because if you're out here with an F-150 trying to tow a trailer with an excavator, it ain't going to work. Now, remember the second or third thing I told you is don't worry about the licensing. Don't worry about the schooling, the bank accounts. Don't worry about none of that. The state stuff, tax ID, don't worry about that. Just start the business. Now, after you get the ball rolling, now you build some confidence. Now you really prove to yourself that you're not a loser and an idiot, and you're able to actually do something with your life. Now it's time to start getting legit. You need to open up a bank account. You need to talk to a CPA. You need to talk to a lawyer. You need to get licensed, legit. You need to pass your license. Every single thing is on your state's website. For me in California, it's the CSLB, California State Licensing Board, .gov, .com, .org. I don't remember. You can see there the whole list of everything you need to do step by step by step. They make it very, very easy for you to get licensed. You just need to be legit. Now, I know you're wondering, some of you are young. Some of you are 18, 19, 20, and you're like, T, what about my 4-year experience? I don't have 4 years experience. They can't give me a license. If you don't have 4 years experience, that's fine. There's many ways around it. The very first thing you need to do in California and in America, I'm sure there's everywhere where there's licensing, you need to get an RMO agency. An RMO agency will help you get a license in your name that you're able to do business legally. You don't have to pass a test. You just have to pay someone a monthly fee. So typically it's like $500 to $1,000 a month, and you're able to use another license and you're legal in the state. You can perform jobs over $600. You can get an RMO agency, get locked in. They'll do all the paperwork for you, all the legal stuff, and you're able to use that license for your business, and you have nothing to worry about. You are legit. All you have to do is pay them money. Pay them money. It's fine though, because while you're doing this, year 2, year 3, you can go and apply for your own license. You can get it past the test, transfer everything over, get rid of the RMO agency, and now you don't pay anything for a license like I do. It's just a hack. It's a simple hack, and it works. I'm sure in your areas, you might not need a license. Like I know if you live in Colorado, if you live in Maryland, you don't need a license. Nothing. But if you live in Texas, you need a fertilizer license. You need this and this and this. There's so many. For sure, look it up in your state. Look up, do I need a license in California to do contracting work? It's very easy. Google has all the answers. And I even linked an RMO agency for you. Like I have personally not used it, but I know other people in GoKing have used this RMO agency, and they are able to do work right now. And they're young. They're like 19, 20. So it's a great offer. Use it. Now, if you don't want to use an RMO agency, let's say you have already experience. You have 4 years, but you don't want to wait to get a test or something like that. It doesn't matter. There's another way to go about getting a license without an RMO agency. It just takes a lot more time. The best thing you do is you go on the California State License Board website and you type in landscaping, and you go and you look at all the expired landscapers. I made a video for you so you can click it and I show you exactly how to do it. But the gist is you call all of the expired landscape owners that had licenses that expired last year, 5 years ago, 10 years ago. The problem you're going to run into is a lot of these phone numbers are deactivated. They're not active. But smile and dial. I had someone from GoKing upstairs, and he was telling me he needs a license, and I was like, bro, let's go. I'll show you exactly how to do it. The kid paid me for a one-on-one. Bet. We went on there, and we started making phone calls. Phone call. And this one Asian lady answered, hey, I see you have a license. Can I please pay you to use your license? I'll take care of all the lawyer fees, everything, and you'll have no liability for it. I'll sign off on it, and I'll pay you $500 a month. And she's like, oh, let me talk to my husband. I call you back. And then she gave him a call. I don't know what happened with the situation, but that's exactly how you can do it. It's a really easy way to do it. It just needs a lot of patience and smile and dial. Keep smiling, dialing. Here's a situation that might happen to your job site. You show up to a customer, and the customer says, look, we installed these pavers 10 years ago, and all of a sudden, they're sinking at the bottom in the middle. What can we do? How do we fix it? So you have a serious problem. First thing you do is you get your phone, you go to GoKing, you type in pavers. You search pavers, you go down. Here's a post from Noel. He said, concrete pour base or gravel base for pavers. Is concrete more expensive to pour than to spread and compact gravel? I feel like a concrete poured base is less likely to have sunken spots over the 10-20 year span versus gravel base. What do y'all think? Now, this kid had a question, a really good one, the same problem you have. He goes in here, and there are many people that answer. Ian says concrete is more expensive, not only concrete, but you need reinforcement, wire mesh, and rebar. Gravel base drains and concrete does not, so joints need to be impermeable if laid on a concrete base. Things like this are very, very important when you're starting out and you don't know anything. And even when you get to year 4, year 5, year 6, there are people in GoKing that know so much more than even me. Even I'm year 8, and I still go for advice on certain things because maybe another guy is really, really professional at doing pools. He's a professional at tree work. He's a professional at pavers, concrete. There's guys in GoKing that only do concrete, and they do crazy slabs. Like they've done slabs for warehouses. I've never done a warehouse slab. I don't even know how to do it. But what if I got the job? First thing I would do is make a video, make a post, and ask questions. How do I do it? And professionals will come in and they will help each other. GoKing's been around since 2017. So pretty much any question you have in business is in the platform. It is an encyclopedia. It has everything. Questions, problems, answers. And the cool thing is, since I started it, right now we have 900 people. And I know there's some of you skeptics out there. You're like, gee, it's a scam. It's a scam. Bro, it's not a scam. How can 900 people be in there and it's a scam? If that was true, they would leave tomorrow. They would not stay. When people are added, very few leave. This is the most important thing because you become part of a tribe. You become part of a family. You have friends all over the world. There's people in Australia. There's people in Canada. A lot of people in Canada. And there's tons, hundreds of people in America. You join, you're from a small town in Maryland, and you get in, you don't know how to do landscaping, and you go in and you ask, hey, is there anybody from Maryland? And 10 people drop in and say, bam, bam, bam. And one of the guys you see, his name is Alex, he's got a $6 million business. He's doing pools. He's doing construction. He's doing big jobs. And typically, he wouldn't give you the time of day. But because you're in GoKing, because you're part of the team, you can hit him up inside the group and say, hey, Alex, can I please come spend an hour with you? I'll buy you lunch. And I promise you, because you go see his operation, your entire life will change. When you see how a business is run from the inside, it's game over because you know exactly what to do step by step by step, and you got to see it with your own eyes. If you see something with your own eyes, you're like, bro, if he can do it, I can do it. And now for the easy part, to get you inside GoKing. Once you sign up, I will give you a program that completely changed my life. It changed every single person in GoKing. Contracts. How to read plans and write contracts. If you know how to take a piece of paper, a blueprint, and convert it into a bid and send it to a customer and look professional, know what you're talking about, bro, you're going to get so many deals. The reason you're not closing lots of deals is because your presentation is garbage. I'm going to show you how I present and close $200,000, $300,000, $400,000, $500,000 jobs. I'm going to show you how I've closed over $15 million in deals with these contracts. Once you get the contracts and once you start presenting bids to customers with my contract template, bro, you're going to become a whole nother animal, a whole different beast. And your life will change, not once, not twice, not 3 times, but it'll keep changing. I promise you that. Because every single day, every month, every week, my life changes over and over and over. You do not want to be the same person you were last year. Change. Change is necessary. And the way you change is by changing your environment. Come to my environment and you'll do better.